Good day, students, and welcome to the fourth learning unit of LOSC 5121, Introduction to Purchasing and Supply Chain Management. Today we want to talk about quality issues, and quality is an important part of supply chain. Whether it pertains to quality checks when raw materials enter the factory, quality inspections during the manufacturing process, or quality checks before goods are dispatched to the customer. In this learning unit, ladies and gentlemen, we will look at operational issues in supply chain management. We will focus on the components, dimensions, and principles of quality and total quality management, which is commonly known as TQM. We will also look at the TQM as an innovative way of thinking that affects culture, technology, and strategy of an organization. We will also explore the roles of standards in quality assurance, as well as describe the purpose of specifications in the supply chain and list the different approaches to quality assurance. We will conclude with the quality certification, and this is the introduction, and this is what we're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Quality issues in supply chain management. This learning unit consists of two themes. The first theme is quality management in supply chain. The second theme is standardization as an aid to quality decisions. Now let's quickly look at theme 1, and these are the outcomes or objectives that you are expected to know by the end of this learning unit. Define quality as it relates to supply chain management. Explain the components of the definition of quality. Explain how an organization would define quality. Describe the dimensions of quality in supply management. Explain the 8 principles of quality management in supply management. Explain the concept and elements of total quality management as it relates to supply management. Explain various contributions made by TQM or total quality management gurus. Describe the characteristics of TQM. Describe the relationship between total quality management and supply management. In general, quality refers to the degree of excellence and consistency of products, materials, or services that are produced, procured, and delivered within the supply chain network. It encompasses various aspects that contribute to the meeting of customer expectations, complying with industry standards, and achieving organizational goals. In the context of supply chain, quality is a critical factor, and it can impact customer satisfaction, brand reputation, and overall business success. ISO 8402 defines quality as the totality of features and characteristics of a product that bears the ability to satisfy stated or implied needs. Deming, 1986, also defined quality as the degree of uniformity and dependability at low cost and suited to the market. Juran and Godfrey, 2000, also described quality as fitness for use. Crosby, 1987, also described quality as conformance to requirements. Those makes the definitions of quality. So looking at the next slide, the approaches to defining quality. There is no universal definition to quality. The following are some of the approaches explained by Garvin, 1988. The first approach is user-based approach. And under user-based approach, we are saying products and services should be fit for use. Products should fulfill the intended function. The second one is transcendent approach. The transcendent approach is a comparison of product attributes and characteristics. It says quality is synonymous with excellence. The next one is manufacturing-based approach. It says quality is making or providing error-free products or services or conformance to specifications. The next slide talks about components of quality. And the first component that we're going to discuss today is quality and product policy. Product is a combination of tangible and intangible characteristics that customers want and are willing to pay a price. Product planning decides on market segment, level of performance expected, price to be charged, expected sales volume, quality level, to mention a few. The next one is quality and product design. This includes meeting specifications of the product, expected performance, appearance, quality levels, materials to be used, dimensions, tolerance, product capability, and price volume for it to be acceptable in the marketplace. The next one is quality and manufacturing. Under quality and manufacturing, we are talking about meeting of specifications of product design, acceptable limits or tolerable and less variable, better quality, a strive to produce excellent products. The next one is quality and final use of products. For the user, quality depends on expectations, fitness for use, proper use of the product or service, safety feature, well made and well designed, well priced and well serviced, then quality would have been achieved. The next point is dimensions of quality. When a firm designs a product or service, certain performance characteristics and features need to be handled carefully in order to make sure that they satisfy customers. Various concepts and tools have been developed to help companies improve their operations. The next slide talks about perceived quality. What is your perception about BMW cars? And we want to talk about perception at this point in juncture. Perception is closely related to the reputation of the producer. It includes personal evaluation, advertising, brand names, reputation, to mention a few. It is a subjective judgment based on image, advertising, brand names, and reputation. Total customer satisfaction is based on the complete experience with the organization, not just the product and intangibles like reputation or past experience influence perceived quality, to mention a few. Moving on to the next slide, dimensions of quality in detail. And the first one is warranty. This is the organization's public promise to back up its product with a guarantee to the customer. The next one is features. This includes unique product specifications that supplement basic functions like extras. The next one is conformance. Under conformance, we are saying it is the manufacturer's responsibility to ensure that the product meets standards and is the degree to which the product meets its design specifications and established standards. The next one is service. Intangible ingredients made up of things like ease of repairing the item, speed of service, courtesy, and competence of personnel. The next one is aesthetics. Under aesthetics, we're talking about personal judgments about the physical appearance of the product, sounds, tastes, or smell. For example, exterior finish or product appearance. The next one is price. Under price, we're talking about customers pay for value. Value is the sum of benefits derived from the product and can be more than the product itself. The next one is performance. We're saying performance is the degree to which the product meets or exceeds certain operating characteristics, e.g., reliability, durability, maintainability, to mention a few. Moving on to the next slide, principles of quality management. The 8 principles of quality management were developed by the International Standards Organization, which we basically know as ISO. The aim is to guide organizations in improving performance, resulting in the prevention of non-conformities. ISO stands for the International Organization for Standardization. It is an independent body, a non-governmental organization that develops and publishes international standards for a wide range of industries and technologies. ISO standards are designed to ensure that products, services, and systems are safe, reliable, and of good quality. It is important to note that ISO itself does not certify or provide conformity assessments. Instead, it sets standards, and certification is carried out by independent third-party organizations. So, when a product or company is ISO certified, it simply means they have been independently assessed and meet the requirements specified in the relevant ISO standard. 8 principles of quality management. The first one is customer focus. Organizations depend on their customers, and therefore it is necessary to understand their customer needs, striving to exceed customer expectations. Then the next one is leadership. Leaders should create and maintain a conducive environment and establish direction and unit of purpose and support the work environment. The next one is involvement of people. All stakeholders in the organization should be instrumental in achieving the organization's goals and ensure that all employees at all levels are able to fully use their abilities for the organization's benefit. The next one is process approach. Recognizing all work is done through processes and managed accordingly. A desired result is achieved more efficiently when resources are managed well as a process. This involves understanding and managing interrelated processes, as a system contributes to organizations' efficiency and effectiveness in attaining its objectives. It should also be noted that achieving an objective requires a system of interrelated processes. The next point is continual improvement. Continual improvement of organizational performance should be viewed as a permanent organizational objective, recognizing and acting on the fact that in all cases, further improvement is very possible. The next one is the factual approach to decision making. This involves acknowledging that sound decisions must be based on analysis of factual data and information, applying the principles of factual approach on decisions that can direct to assurance, and there is accuracy, reliability, accessibility on the data and information used. Then there is mutually beneficial supplier relationships. In this case, we are saying an organization and its suppliers are independent. And a mutual relationship promotes value addition to both parties. And synergy can also be found in such relationships. Moving on to one of the most important subtopics of this learning unit, TQM, what we call total quality management. It is a comprehensive management approach that aims to improve the quality and efficiency of products, services, and processes within an organization. It is a philosophy that involves all employees and departments in an organization working together to achieve customer satisfaction and continuous improvement. A way of managing an organization so that every job and every process is conducted correctly first and every time, and applies a system approach where quality is managed in all phases of the supply chain. TQM takes a holistic approach to long-term success that views continuous improvement in all aspects of the organization as a process and not as a short-term goal. Implementing TQM involves creating a systematic approach to quality management, which may include various tools and techniques such as quality cycles, benchmarking, statistical process controls, total employee involvement. And by adopting TQM, organizations aim to achieve better customer satisfaction, increased efficiency, reduced waste and cost, and ultimately a competitive advantage in the market. Drivers of total quality management. So the first one there is JIT, commonly known as just in time. It is a supply chain management strategy that aims to reduce inventory and associated carrying costs by receiving and producing goods only as they are needed in the production process or for fulfilling the customer orders. The primary goal of just-in-time is to improve efficiency and effectiveness and minimize waste in the supply chain. It emphasizes the concept of zero defects, conforming to customer requirements, and improving processes through prevention activities to meet requirements. You have to do it right the first time. And all this minimizes costs. The next concept is the Japanese Kaizen concept. This involves developing a culture of continuous improvement. It calls for everyone in the organization to work for constant and gradual improvement in every process. The next point is global competition. And competition for sales and profits in public and private sectors has led the world-class manufacturing and processing for competitive advantage. The next one is quality philosophies. Developing world-class quality processes and emphasizing the concept of do it right the first time. It also includes best practice benchmarking. The next slide includes Deming's 14 points of quality. Now, under Deming's 14 points of quality, the first one is creating constancy of purpose towards improvement of product and service. In this case, you have to define values, the mission, the vision, and provide long-term direction for management and employees. In this case, you invest in innovation, training, and research. The second point there involves adopting to new philosophies. Worker relationships and quota systems no longer work in today's environment. Management must work towards cooperative relationships aimed at increasing quality and customer satisfaction. The next point includes ceasing dependency on inspection to improve quality. Inspecting products does not create value or prevent poor quality. However, workers must use statistical process control to improve quality. The fourth point includes ending of the practice of awarding business on the basis of price. Purchases should not be based on low cost. Buyers should develop long-term relationship with a few good suppliers. The fifth point includes constantly improving the production and service system. Significant quality improvement comes from continual incremental improvement that reduces variation and eliminates common causes. The sixth point includes instituting training on the job for employees. Employees should receive adequate job training and statistical process control training. The next point is instituting of leadership. In this case, we are saying managers are leaders, not supervisors. They help, coach, encourage, and provide guidance. The next point includes driving out fear. You drive out fear so that everyone may work effectively. A supportive organization will drive out fear of reprisal, failure, change, unknown things, and loss of control. Fear causes short-term thinking, and that might not be good for the business. The next point is break down barriers between departments. Teamwork focuses on workers, breaks down departmental barriers, and allows departmental workers to see the bigger picture. The next point includes eliminating slogans, eliminating targets, eliminating exhortations for the workforce. Slogans are motivational programs that are directed towards workers, and they are not the cause of poor quality. It causes workers frustrations when slogans do not work. The next point includes elimination of quotas to substitute leadership. Quotas are short-term thinking and cause fear. Numerical goals have value unless methods are in place that will allow them to be achieved. The next point there includes removing barriers to pride of workmanship. Too often, workers are given boring tasks with no proper tools, and performance is appraised by supervisors who know nothing about the job. The next point includes instituting vigorous programs of education and self-improvement. In this case, we are saying all employees should be encouraged to further broaden their skills through continuation education. The last point includes putting everyone to work to accomplish the transformation. Management must have the courage to break the tradition and explain to a critical mass of people, that changes involve everyone. Management must speak with one voice in that instance. The next slide talks about Edward Deming's PDCA quality assurance cycle. It explains that business should be placed in a continuous feedback loop so that managers can identify and change the parts of the process that needs improvement. This is a process for improving quality that describes the sequence used to solve problems and improve quality continuously. You plan, you do, you check, and act. The next slide talks about Philip Crosby's 5 absolute rules of quality. It defines quality as the conformance to requirements, adapting and doing it right the first time. The system of quality involves prevention, use of statistical process controls. The performance standard must be 0 defects. And total quality management is a comprehensive and systematic approach to managing an organization with the goal of continuously improving the quality of its products, services, processes, and overall performance. Total quality management involves the participation of all employees, from top management to frontline workers. All these people are involved in a collective effort to enhance customer satisfaction, increase efficiency, drive organizational success. It is a management philosophy that permeates the whole organization and participants in the supply chain. Moving on to theme 2, which is standardization as an aid for quality decisions. So basically, the outcomes or objective of this learning unit includes definition of standardization and its advantages, explaining the concept of specification and its importance to procurement, describing the purpose of a specification in the supply chain, differentiating between ISO 9000 and ISO 14000 and its impact on organizations, describing the DMAIC cycle, defining quality assurance and supplier certification in supply management, and lastly, describing the types of costs associated with quality. Standardization can be defined as the formally accepted, uniform, inherent characteristics of items in terms of specific measurements, design composition, performance quality, and general use. It is based on accepted characteristics as developed by research, technology, and practical experience, and its documentation. Formal acceptance of standard items are normally derived from three sources, which includes international standards, industrial standards, or what we call national standards, and lastly, business standards. So let's quickly look at advantages of ISO. ISO develops voluntary technical standards, which contribute to making industrial production and supply more efficient, safer, cleaner, and standards make trade between countries easier and faster. ISO also serves to safeguard consumers and users of products and services. The role of standards, or the role of ISO, includes inspection and quality control of incoming goods, and that is facilitated and even eliminated due to standards products in the entire supply chain. There is accurate comparison of quotations from all suppliers. The firm's competitive position may improve since standard items may reduce the cost of the final product. Another advantage is also standardization may ensure better labor relations as a result of faster and less complicated training and increased productivity and higher income. Global logistics costs may be reduced since packaging sizes are also standardized. Explaining ISO further, ISO 9000 is to ensure that operating processes are well documented, consistently executed, monitored, and improved for quality management. ISO 9000-2000 is based on a need for greater emphasis on the process and systems used for quality management, and have a basic point of departure, which is the 8 principles of management. Moving on to another important subtopic there, which is specifications. What is a specification? A specification can be defined as a detailed statement of particulars prescribing materials, dimensions, and quality of work for something to be built, installed, and manufactured. It defines trivial properties of a product. And methods of specifying include sampling, trademark, commercial standards, qualified equipment, and market grades, e.g. beef, tobacco, and wheat, to mention a few. However, the purpose of specifications include verifying and checking strengths of materials involved in a project. It also involves providing evidence in the event of a dispute between parties, to establish the intangible service to be provided, and to describe the quality and quantity of materials for the project. It is also there to communicate the requirements of the user to the supplier, to specify the workman and method of doing work, to establish the standards against which inspections, tests, and quality checks are made. Moving on to the next slide, quality assurance in the supply chain. This refers to the planned, systematic activities implemented in a quality system so that quality requirements for a product, service will be fulfilled. It is a process-centered approach that ensures that a company, organization is providing the best possible products, services. The implication of mismanagement of quality are increased cost, breaks in production, a dissatisfied customer, and increased cost result from additional administration, additional inspection and rejection of incoming and final products, and trouble taken to develop alternative suppliers and solutions. Approaches to quality assurance. So you can use the PDCA, what we have termed Deming cycle, and this includes designing of a lean manufacturing process as a way of reducing or eliminating defects. Also includes supplier appraisal to ensure that suppliers who meet quality requirements are approved. Proof of ISO 9000 certification, new design controls to ensure that the concept of doing it right first time is respected and adhered to. Moving on to the next slide, which is the Six Sigma's DMAIC model. Statistical quality control, inspection, quality loss function, quality function, deployment, and specific testing techniques. The Six Sigma is an evolution of total quality management that was pioneered by Motorola in the 1980s. The Six Sigma does have the goal of value creation, customer satisfaction, continuous improvement, which resulted in Motorola winning the Malcolm Bowridge National Quality Award through quality improvement. Some of the examples of quality control techniques under Six Sigma is DMA AIC cycle. And this includes defining, measuring, analyzing, improving, and controlling. It is also referred as the improvement model and focuses on improving processes through process reduction variation. So from our discussion that we have just had today, ladies and gentlemen, please see the assessment criteria. This involves what the examiner wants you to know after all that you have learned. In conclusion, quality management is a critical and integral component of a well-functioning supply chain. It encompasses a range of practices and strategies aimed at ensuring that products and services meet or exceed customer expectations. A strong quality management approach within the supply chain can lead to numerous benefits for both businesses and customers alike. In summary, quality management in the supply chain is not only about managing product consistency, but also fostering strong relationships, reducing risks, and achieving operational excellence. And by embracing quality management principles, businesses can position themselves for long-term success in an increasingly competitive and dynamic marketplace. Thank you for taking a listen and have a good day. I hope the lecture was productive. Have a good day.